Hello guys, welcome again. So in previous video we have seen about super versus this, and we have discussed about like super and this we cannot use inside a static area. So first we need to understand what is a static area, then we will go for the program related to the constructor. Okay, so let's understand this. So what is, I can say, let me take a pen. Okay, wait. Okay, so like suppose if we are have if I am taking one variable. Okay, I am taking one variable, I can say that int x equal to, if I am writing 10, so this is nothing but instance variable, I can say it's a normal variable. It's not a static, it's a non-static, I can say. Okay, so how we can make variable as a static? For this we need to write a static keyword. If we will write like this, so in this, if we are writing in this manner, so this variable is treated as a static variable. Okay, and for this variable only one object will be created, means x is x value, it will created 10, I can say, and it will be stored inside the, I can say, memory, java memory. And whatever the object I will create for the, like suppose if I am taking class, I am taking demo class, I am taking like this way. Okay, and inside main method, like suppose I am writing some any of the, I can say, I am just creating object for demo d1, whatever it is, new demo. If I am trying to write like this, and d2 we have created d3, like this way. If I am going to create instance for this object, demo object, I can say, whatever it is, like whatever the instance it has created, so for this it will be it like the only one time this reference has been created, this variable is created only one, and it will be shared among all the instances. Like d2 will also access this one, d3 will also access this one. Okay, this is the idea behind it. If I am not writing a static, like suppose if I am taking one another variable as a int y equal to 20, if I am taking, so for this one another in the memory, like for d1 it will be created another, I can say, for d2 it will be created one another, I can say, by equal to 20, like this way, like multiple copy it will be created for this one. But if I am declaring as a static, only single copy will be created, and it will be shared among all those instances whatever we will create inside the class. So this is the idea behind about a static variable. Okay, we will come on a static block. Don't worry, static area, I can say, whatever it is, block or area, anything is fine. So why we use a static? So if the value of a variable is, I can say, if the value of a variable is not changing, I can say, okay, throughout the program. Like suppose if any of the organization name, I can say, is like TCS. Okay, so throughout the program the organization name will not be changed, right? So we can make a static, and I can write like a string. Inside a string I'll assign TCS. Okay, so inside this, so whatever the object reference will be created inside this, it will be created only one copy, and it will be shared to the all references for this one. Like this way it will be created. Okay, so let me delete this first of all. Okay, where it is here. Okay, let me delete this. Okay, so this was related to the static variable on a very high level. Anyway, we have already discussed about a static variable in a very detailed way, like a static variable and instance variable, whatever it is. So how? Okay, so then we will understand about method. Okay, okay, so let's see, like whatever the static method we can write, how we can write. Like see, like if I'm writing inside public, I can say like public a static void main, I can say like this. So this, and inside this a string array, I can say, or whatever it is we can take like this. So see, this is nothing but a static method. Okay, so if I am introducing a static, okay, so that method will be treated as a static method. Okay, and if I'm treating variable as a, so at the class level we need to define a variable. So if I'm writing a static int I can say like x equal to 10 if I'm writing. Okay, so this will be the class level I can say. Okay, so if I'm trying to use this variable, to use this we don't need to create object for this, we can use directly with the class name. If the class name is demo I can say, okay, so I can write like directly demo dot x whatever it is, so it will be accessible I can say. And in the inside a static area we can access directly without creation of object. So if I am creating what happened, if I am creating, if I'm writing a static with the variable, it will be treated as a static variable. If I'm writing with the method, it will be treated as a static method I can say. Okay, so can we make class as a static also? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. If I'm writing class demo, I am writing inside this and I'm writing like this. Okay, so for outer side class we can't make a static, but for inner class, like suppose I have written something here, and for inner class if I'm writing inner demo, if I'm writing inner demo, just understand this, inner demo I'm writing like this. So yes, we can make inner class as a static, so I can write like a static, so this will also fine. So for a static class reference means at the, like if we are talking about class as a static, so we can make only inner classes as a static class. Okay, then we need to understand about a static block. Okay, so what is the idea behind about a static block? Okay, a static block, a static area, whatever it is, we can say like this. Okay, so for a static block I can say we need to write like, okay, let me write it here somewhere. Let me take the pen. Okay, so what happened? Oh, the okay, so how we can create a static block or a static area? So for this, if I'm writing like suppose this is a class, I can say that this is a class demo whatever it is. Okay, inside this demo I can say that if I'm trying to write let's suppose if I'm writing what I can say, a static I am writing here, a static, and I need to write like this. Inside this we need to write anything. If I wanted to write, we can write like this. Okay, and inside the same class we can write multiple number of a static block. There is no any issue. After that I am writing some method, I can say some method I am writing like method 1 2 3 whatever it is I am writing. Once again if I wanted I can introduce a static block once again, and we need to write like in this. We can also write simultaneously also, like here also I can write like this, no issue for this one. Okay, so let me what happened? Okay, so and how it will execute? So it will execute from top to bottom, means whatever it is we have written, so it will first it will execute this one, then after it will execute this one. If there is any other static block it will execute that one, then after it will come to the methods. Means main method, if we have written it will come to the main method and it will action accordingly I can say. So this is the total idea behind about a static area. And inside a static area obviously we are not supposed to use this or super keyword inside this. Okay, I am talking about super keyword and this keyword. Okay, so let's take the uh, okay, so till here we have discussed. Okay, so let's try to understand about this one. Let me make it here. Okay, so inside a static member, so this is how we can declare a static I can say. Okay, and this is the method I can say. Okay, method I can write like with the help of a static, and we can write anything inside this. And inside class we cannot create I can say like see top level class cannot be a static I can say. Okay, to create a static class we must create a nested class whatever it is. See here we have created one inner class. We can also declare this class as a static class I can say, and this is the static class we have created. We can also create this one also, and whatever the block we have discussed. So a static block will be executed at the time of class loading. Obviously whenever the class is loading, so our static block will be executed. If we want to perform any activity at the time of class loading, we have to define that in activity inside a static block. It happens in the real world, it happens. I wanted to execute something inside before loading of the class I can say. At the time of loading class I wanted to execute something. So for that, I can say we need to write all those scenarios and things inside a static block. Okay, and within a class we can take any number of a static block, and all these static block will be executed from top to bottom. Okay, so this is what we have discussed here, and see it is inside, written inside this, no issue. So let's come here, let's come to the program, I can say. So let's see, we have demo class. Okay, let me write the program for this. Okay, we have demo class. So inside demo class, we need to write, suppose if I'm writing a static area, stat. So before this, I'll write one int x equal to 20. I'm taking here. Okay. So this is normal variable, means instance variable, I can say. Okay. This is a non-static variable. So how we will create a static variable? We need to introduce static, a static keyword, I can say, and this will be only one single copy will be created throughout the program, I can say. Okay, and let me create one a static block or area, static, and inside this we need to write like this. Okay, fine. And inside this, if I'm trying to print anything, out. Okay, and I will write like I am inside state static block, I can say a static block one I am writing here. Okay, then after, if I wanted to run like if I wanted to make another, we can take multiple static block, no issue. So I can take one another static block. Let me control C, control V. Okay, and I'm writing here a static block. This is the second block, I can say. Then after, I can write like whatever it is. If I'm writing like, suppose I wanted to write like any of the method, right? So I can take that public, and see, for this one we don't need to bother about the return type. Okay, parameter and other things, we need to only define like this only we need to use a static. Okay, public void, I am writing method, let me get ready, method one I am writing like this. Okay, so this is the method we have written here. Inside this, once again I am writing here, let me write it, and I am writing here that I am inside a static block after method one. Okay, and we need to take one, I can say main method. Let me take this. Without main method, it will give compile time error, means runtime error it will give. So let me write it here. So let me print it here, something whatever it is I wanted to print, sys outc out, and I'm writing I am inside main main method. Okay, so let me try to run this program. So it will execute it from top to bottom. Let's run this. Okay, see here, come on. See what is it is saying, that I am inside block 1, block 2. I am inside a static block after method 1, then I am inside main method, right? So this is what, so we have not written anything, and we have not called this. For this one we need to create object, because this is not a static method, so that's why. Okay, so this is what idea behind it, I can say. Okay, so let me take one another. So this is a static variable, I can say. Okay, so let me take one another variable here. I am taking y equal to 30, I am taking here. Okay, so I am not making it this a static. So I am just simply writing int y equal to, I am writing 40, whatever it is I wanted to write here. I'm just writing here. Okay, so inside a static block, can we write this here like, see, super and this constructor call, constructor call in the sense what we are talking about, this one, super, we are talking about this one, right? So this is nothing but constructor call, we can say. Okay, so we cannot take this. See, it is giving compile time error. okay. And if I'm writing like this, because this I am right, if I try to write like this dot x, so it will not allow actually. Why? Because this is the class level. See, our program is not ready to identify this x or whatever it is. This is only rio operation, I can say read, indirect, write only. This is, so this is not fully ready. So that's why. Okay, if I am trying to print this variable, see, let me tell you, if I will try to print this variable, this will print 0 actually. Okay, the variable is 0, I can say. Okay, so if we will try to write this or super whatever it is inside this, it will give compile time error. Okay, so let me come here. So it will give compile time error, we have written somewhere. Okay, see, if we will use anywhere except a static area, we can use anywhere except a static area, otherwise we will get compile time error. Yes, we are getting compile time error, so that's why. Okay, this is what we have discussed about, I can say, a static area. Okay, let me come here, open this. Okay, so we have already discussed these things. Okay, we have already discussed about these things. Oh, come on. Okay, so till here we have understood about a static area and what is a static variable methods class on a very high level, I can say. We have understood about it. From next video, we will see about a program on constructor. Okay, so as of now, I think we are fine. Thank you so much.